Peanut butter and biscuits together is like magic. Everyone and welcome to Sugar Spice Nice. My name is Shweta and in this video I'm sharing with you a very simple peanut butter cake, and this does not require any baking, any cooking. In fact, it sets in the fridge. The main ingredients in this are peanut butter and biscuits, and you can add a few other things to make this even more delicious. Now this is the perfect cake for someone who doesn't really want to get into the whole mess of baking but wants something quick and easy. So without further ado, let's straight head to the kitchen and start putting this together.
Firstly, you'll need some biscuits. You can use whichever ones that you have lying around. I am using these glucose ones and these chocolate ones. Then you of course need some peanut butter. Now you can use the crunchy one or the creamy one, but I'd recommend the creamy one simply because the biscuit will be giving a slight bite and it feels good to have a smooth creamy texture around it. So I've taken slightly less than half a bowl of unsweetened peanut butter, and to that I'm adding powdered sugar and mixing it well. If you're using sweet peanut butter, then you can decide if you want sugar or not, and if you want to skip sugar, then you can even add honey or powdered jaggery. Once I've mixed this up slightly, I'm adding about a teaspoon of coffee. This is instant coffee, and then I'm adding a tablespoon of cocoa powder. You can add more cocoa powder if you want the cake to be more chocolatey. Then I'm beginning to add milk. Now I ended up using almost an entire glass of milk, but I added it in batches. So this way I'm just able to mix everything better. If you want the cake to feel a bit more soft and moist, then you make this paste a little thinner. And if you want it to have a slight crunch, then you keep this thicker. So I'm keeping mine on the thicker side, and also if you don't like the taste of peanut butter, you can use unsalted butter to make this paste. You might need to use a lot for good texture and consistency, and also need to whip it really nicely, and you can probably add a lot more cocoa in it. Either way you can make it, and honestly there's very little scope of error in this since all the ingredients by themselves are delicious. Now this cake can be set in a box or a plate. I'm setting mine in a plate and I'm just placing this food wrapping sheet below, and I'm also adding some flour so I can remove it easily once it's set. First we make our foundation for the cake. You can make it as broad as you like. This is what I'm sticking to. So these are just plain biscuits that I'm using as the base. The peanut butter cream that we made will end up flowing down a little, so these won't seem too plain then. And also I want the base to be slightly firm so the cake is not too wobbly. So 2 layers of plain biscuits, and then start to dip each biscuit in the peanut butter paste and place it on top. Just keep aligning it if it keeps moving around. That did happen quite a bit. So literally after placing one biscuit, I was ensuring that it's nice and even. Now next layer is just of these plain chocolate biscuits. So I just wanted a little bit of a chocolate flavor in between, so I'm just placing them plain. And again I'm creating another layer of peanut butter dipped glucose biscuits, and I think now I will stop because I don't want this to be too much, otherwise I'll just keep eating it all the time. And now I'm just going to cover up the sides with the peanut butter paste. Now if you want this to be completely sealed like a regular cake icing, then you can make this ganache slightly thicker, but I was fine with the way it was looking right now. And lastly, I'm just going to grate some chocolate on top. So this is just 2 pieces of dark chocolate, and now this is ready to go in the freezer where it will set, and it usually takes about 2 to 3 hours to set. And this is what it looks like after a couple of hours. It's still feeling a little bit wet, so I put it back again for an hour, and then the cake was done. So when you actually cut a piece, you can see the layers of biscuit, and just looking at it, I still can't believe it was really that simple to put this together.
So that was really it for the fridge cake. I can't stop saying how easy this is to put together. I mean, you guys saw it's just layers and you just have to get the ganache right and it's all good. And these ingredients are so easy to work with and they're delicious on their own, which is why it's almost like a foolproof way of getting your cake ready. So do try this out at home and let me know how it goes for you. And also let me know in the comments if you would like to see more easy dessert recipes, no bake, no cook desserts, because I've been loving indulging in them. And do take a minute to thumbs up this video if you liked it and share it with your friends and family, especially those who love peanut butter, and also subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.